Sorry, I forget to start record. But I only start like 2 minutes.
Decent. Seems I'm still hungover.
I'm here. Let's go.
We had best ride there. We'll arrive for...
Stinky.
A work of mine. Turtle dove o'er the heath. Hangs in the ducal palace.
So does a cockatrice I cut down once. It's stuffed, maybe even with heather.
I once had a cockatrice feather brush. Best thing for laying down tempera. I no longer have it, sadly. My blasted cat swiped it.
Why would a cat want a brush?
To paint with, of course. And it was no common brush. Fantastic, as I said. And fantastically expensive.
Hang on. Got a cat that paints?
Yeah, if you care to call it that. He merely copies the works of his betters. And poorly at that.
Your cat?
Yes. Pierre Auguste Moustachois. It's no surprise you've not heard of him. He's a second-rate hack and a thief. We'll continue on.
Whoa!
Ladies, gentlemen, my lieges, forgive me for being forward, but Eugenie, I believe this peasant wants something from us. My paints, my brushes, I had...
We've not seen any journeyman's tools, my good man. Of that I assure you.
There a problem?
Yes, an immense one. I cannot possibly paint without my paints.
Wouldn't happen to have nothing you could use instead?
My word. Would you really have me scrawl with charcoal like an animal?
Damn it. Sure you left...
Yes, right there. I'd prepared everything.
Might have toppled downhill or something.
I think it is life that imitates art. And not vice versa.
Right you are,
My
Fingal.
deepest regards.
Take Baron de Cordel for one.
Oh yes, that nose. He actually had a mage enlarge it after he saw
Spilled
that
paint.
Rush play.
Reeks to high heavens of turpentine. Footprints. Clear, but curiously small. Another stain. Could very well be a lead. Got paint drops here, too. Neckers. The paint. Why? Paints. Don't look ruined. Painter should still be able to use them. Cave paintings. This here looks a bit like a necker. Big blobs. What? A troll? Neckers depicting their victory over some trolls? That even possible? Necker propaganda? Found your...
Splendid. Where were they? And
Should have kept it all with you, not left it lying around. Followed some paint tracks to a Necker lair. See, used it to paint a fresco on one of the cave walls. Looked something like a...
impossible. They splashed paint on the wall in a rage. Unimportant. In any case, it's a good thing you found the basic colors. Shall we? While waiting, I spied a superior spot. We have had fantastic luck with the weather. The light is perfect, absolutely perfect.
Painting this masterpiece gonna take long?
A mere 6 hours. The sun won't allow us to work any longer than that. Oh, but the time will fly by. We'll chat, swap tales.
Better yet, let me down a potion. Time will definitely fly by in a state of lethargy. No need to swap tales.
No. Your expression, your posture, they must be just so. You must look alive with fire in your gaze. Lethargy is out of the question.
Come on, give it some thought. You could title the painting, A Witcher Lying Senselessly on the Heath.
You jest. A jesting witcher. Yes, just look at the view. Breathtaking. The perfect... Now, you must carefully consider in what
All right.
All is ready. We may begin.
Think I'll lie down. At least that way I can nap while you work.
The hero at rest, lying on his side, staring into the distance, relishing a victory. I can paint in a griffin corpse later. Though, naturally, a nap is out of the question. We resolved that earlier. May I begin? Or would you...
Go ahead.
Now, be so kind as to adopt that look you gave me. That intense scowl of an angry wild... Yes, excellent. Now, hold that. Do not budge.
This gonna take much longer?
Not much at all. We'll run out of daylight soon.
Fine, I'll try. I'll also try to remember to never trust a painter again.
Griffin!
Yeah, I know. You'll paint one in later.
Gods! A griffin!
Run and hide.
Dearest mommy! Ah!
Hybrid.
Is it safe?
Yeah, come on out. And no wonder no one ever came here. It was a griffin.
Oh, that thing scared.
Not quite to death. You are alive. Not least because you chose a witcher to sit for you. How's the painting?
It did. But I cannot show it to you now. You can see it tomorrow, after midday, where we met. I shall display it in... Oof, monstrous beast. Shut...
Yeah, that's at it. Carcass can serve as your prop.
Splendid! Interesting color palette. But I shall paint it in later, in my atelier. There's an excellent illustration in the Encyclopedia Maxima Mundi. I fear this... very well. That will do for now. I almost forgot. Payment. And I thank you for saving my life. Though, in doing so, you did also say...
Your boots could use some polish, Vagrant. Ah, delightful.
That's a super cool work.
Greetings.
Geralt, there you are. So, our painting. Are you pleased? Is it to your liking? Do tell.
Not exactly what I imagined. I believe I posed with all my clothes on. Clearly remember that, in fact. Some other details are off, too.
Invalid as a criticism. I depicted you in a more flattering state. The painting has drawn crowds, aroused a great deal of interest.
Can see that. Anyway, some advice for the future. Warn your subjects about your intentions. Your next model might not...
You don't like it. Perhaps you'd care to buy the painting. Given our rapport, I shall take a loss. For you, I'll part with it, I will, at a special price.
As special as it is, that's still quite a price.
Not a problem. Come back when you do. Though I cannot guarantee someone won't have beaten.
You'd best be You're in the clear, see?
Witcher, greeting.
Okay, I'll just buy it.
Why not? It'll make an interesting memento. Though I'd hardly call the price a bargain. All right.
Portrait of Geralt.
Crouch. What now?
Or do nothing.
So?
Problem solved. Shaelmar that lived in the cave won't pester you anymore.
Superb! I've gained a warehouse, and you've gained...
Mind showing me what you're selling?
Drink!
I'm walking on water. Just like...
Like who?
like a pond skater. Who are you thinking?
No, Michael. I suppose you thought nothing else in life could surprise you, eh? wrong.
Hey, happen to know how the hell I can walk on that water?
Naturally, I know. Since time immemorial have I dwelt in solitude on this shore, and I can testify to the extraordinary nature of the lake.
What's so extraordinary about it? I mean, besides the fact that you can walk on its surface.
A sword, most wondrous, lies in its depths. The blade may be grasped solely by one who possesses the 5 chivalric virtues.
Folk call me a lot of things, but virtuous? I don't know.
Yet I do know, for I know who you are. You have proven yourself capable of great sympathy. You are a man of humble means yourself. Your valor is the reason guides your actions, as it does those of all. You have proven the 5 chivalric virtues.
Mean the sword's mine? I can dive in and take it?
The sword deserves the hand of a master. You must prove your skills are worthy through combat
Anytime.
Then drop. This is the You have proven worthy of wielding the blade.
Behold, your Arendite.
We've met before.
Certainly. The hermit admitted he knew you, remember?
The Lady of the Lake.
It is I. Forget not that you are a man right and honorable, devoted to doing good. And for these reasons you and I trust this time you shall not lose it.
Embodiment of the 5 virtue. Wow, this sword is insanely strong. See, I don't really need all of them. I only need witch gear, the free one. Rare attack deal and stun. I don't need it. I need this, which triggers strong attack increase fast. So this is insanely strong. Each blow generates charge racing. Also when receive a fully charged critical hit damage. Each charge. This one is insane. This one is so good. Yeah.
Just wonderful.
Scraggly, yes, but at the tourney, did you no equal?
Wait a minute.
No witches.
Sorry. 就是因为因为我刚刚有取消，然后 Brian 他们就没办法今天打，所以他们也想改到明天早上。
可是明天早上9点半的早起啊。
我知道，所以
还是他只是要个误会了，他要不要跟 Brian 一起打？
不是，也不用一起打，因为我明天还有另外一个学生。
所以要怎样？
所以就是你们如果7点打嘛，你们这样太多人了，那个就是有可能就是我在想要不要就贝拉打就好了 ，Ariana 明天就休息，这样可以吗？
好，那等一下我再问一下贝拉，但是我觉得是可以。
对啊，我也必须要问一下那个 Brian 他们的行程。
好。
好。
那还是我现在准备了，我就等一下见面给你答案。
好，你等等见面再跟我答案，然后我再问 Brian 的时间一下好了，因为他们今天没有要打，所以我必须要让他们打，要不然他们这礼拜都还没打。
我们的想法，因为一整天都一直在等人家打球，然后他们都不知道做。
哇，刚好下雨，这个雨下得太奇怪了。
所以我觉得对我们来讲打是好的。
反正今天是要打嘛。
对。
OK， 那就先这样。
明天早上等一下我们再说。
好，那就先这样。
好，拜拜。
Okay. Why I feel audio is weird.
Yeah, all taken care of.
Ha! And 4 cold witches lay about some freeloaders? Bollocks! Storehouse will be ready in 2 days at most. And here on in, you've cut rate prices on all my goods.
对。 I think I gonna restart the game because audio is kind of strange. Wait.
哎，你的意思是什么时候在 Murray？今天还是明天？
明天，
哦，
因为明天是星期五。
哦，OK OK，那等一下是在那个 High School，然后明天在 Murray。
对对对对。
OK，好，那我知道了，好。
好。然后每次 match 我好麻烦。 Sorry. I was making schedule. Okay.
Art is not life's bread and butter, but its fruit and pride.
I'm... Ever your servant, sir. Ah. Oh, I... Ever your servant, sir.
How can I know what clothes is appropriate?
Ah. Oh, I'm... Ever your servant, sir.
Colonel Dalfrey has returned. Not to be missed. Buy your
Monsieur
tickets
Popcorn.
now. Available from me alone.
Greetings. This.
I.
What do you.
För good luck.
Wait, this one is better? Really?
Greetings. This. What?
För good luck.
Late. Why is that?
Well, well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. My, Geralt. Not bad at all. And you've even a mask. Just not the kind required. They're a little different, the ones Mandragora members wear. I've brought you one. Put it on.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious. The truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go.
Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in. How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists.
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present three The first was a concert by Cecilia Bellont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. We would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from...
Visual illusions. Interesting.
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
We were really hoping to meet...
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaviri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaviri orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
Go on, Geralt, be bold.
Good folk, yet another. Come and express yourself.
It's a paradigm manifested.
Paradise, paradise, paradise.
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
Quiet the noble. Splendid. That green, lush and verdant as a field of vines. To wines and to wine.
Greetings, Witcher.
It's not a landscape. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Position takes of these hues, drop them in a gale and grant beautiful eyes. Scarlet lips, greasy lips, cool sensual Voila! Fine. Now, allow the emerald to pop. My appraisal? Yes? How might I assist you?
It must be someone famous at him. Such talent. Exceptional tree. Would I ever love to meet him? It's a shame he didn't come here.
Need I remind you, it's nothing to him.
You'd my deepest regards.
This painting, it's rather...
Absinthe. The preferred hooch of artists.
Careful. It packs a pretty powerful punch.
I've built up a pretty powerful resistance.
Paints like the great one. The great one? But he's a bit...
This is definitely done. Let's go. You're boards, as you've made no effort to understand. It's a metaphor of the constant struggle for power and influence.
A metaphor.
Batman.
Ignoramus.
Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
Elechesheba, Saraba, Rendum, Kanabakishta, Savishkahi, Vishkahi,
Oh.
Ah, how beautiful.
Effort's got
Greetings, Witcher. The dolphins.
Do not disturb! Shoo, shoo!
It's the right flower.
Of course it is! A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still! You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This...
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas,
What was the matter?
when he learnt I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a... I've always longed to paint her such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about...
Centrian noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look...
Like many here. Tall, dark.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift. A heart-shaped box. Then there's...
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You...
I beg your pardon.
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
Hey, tittle, tittle, the cat and the fiddle.
Love letter penned on a napkin. Look.
We must
Oh,
stroke
my amour, my sunbeam flittering across the firmament of my life. Trickly riff.
It a Vistag. Artist's way of numbing their existential pain.
I do not even wish to comment.
Empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
Ignoramus.
Aren't they even? Because the right cuff seems somewhat tired.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room. where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood. I'd give my
Quickly,
life
upstairs.
for Her Grace.
That must be Cecilia.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be...
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Get up, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony. Tore down the door. Bloody handprint. Platform. Liver. It's his. Must be pretty strong, too. Must have climbed this ladder.
Where's the ladder?
Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil. Footprints, made by soiled boots.
Oh, here you go.
Could still be here. Need to stay alert. Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for. Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Sconce is bent, smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it? Blood stains. Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Hunting knife, richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this, must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed... Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened to...
Poor girl. always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
Just so.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my...
After this is my guess.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instruction.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the Lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society.
Oriana, everything we discussed, word gets out, he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could...
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but...
You must excuse me a moment.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy.
Think your sister might be...
You see, I recall her always being rather...
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. The wine, Its theft was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys, but I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl, someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxury. What did your sister do to...
Siana was...
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It wasn't it. Siana knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Dun Tine, and if Siana is there, you must... No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. You must...
Can't guarantee her safety, unfortunately. Especially if she's one of those responsible for these crimes.
Witcher, that was not a request.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire. We are lending our combined resources to the Witcher's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally. Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Seems surprised. Why?
I never would have suspected Regis to find common ground with a Witcher.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only 2 options?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see, sword in hand. Talking...
I wonder what a monster...
It might want to apologize
My word. What might...
for killing. Though at times there is no choice when loved ones are...
Same as humans. Put them in that...
You understand this. It must be why you... If I understand you correctly, you would rather help him.
If possible, yeah.
Enough about the Witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring an...
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return. An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a witcher, and the Duchess of Toussaint.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you. You crazy bringing Detlaf here?
Geralt, allow me to...
No, let me explain. He's dangerous.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlaf believes you'll succeed in your task. That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped him.
Oriana, she really...
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. But I shall tell you all about her.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Mm-hmm. Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Dunt.
That's splendid news. If they are there.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there, too. Thing is, she might be involved.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the cup?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Dettlaff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me.
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Dettlaff here while I go to Dunt.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine.
Okay.
Splendidly, Dettlaff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought... You're back. It took you long.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine...
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish this second bottle with you.
Your Grace, always...
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. You have exceptional friends. This...
Don't know him too...
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet.
So what's it?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the way... Neither did I.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to...
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet the... It stands along the Saône Retour. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there.
Okay. Okay.
Stop it all.
I will stop here.